execution of the orders of the Court of Appeal. So presenting it before the said Oko Jumbo Assembly still boils down to disobedience of the court order. It's an affront. The Court of Appeal has entered a judgment, recognized Amegule's led assembly as the appropriate assembly. The Court of Appeal made a directive that the budget should be presented to that assembly. It will be clear disobedience of the Court of Appeal judgment.
Let's take a listen to another lawyer.
Now, the appeal is in itself after the stay of the execution of that judgment. In 2025 budget, there's every imperativeness to move on with that because we are almost done with 2024. The fact that no competent court has determined with finality the issue of the presentation of the budget, this is continue to run. Even if the governor presented 2025 budget for the Oko Jumbo election, and the court holds otherwise that actually they are not the proper House of Assembly, to do what is in until the Supreme Court finally will determine the issue.
All right, so, the second lawyer said until the Supreme Court determines the issue. The first lawyer, said, hey, there is no other law as of now except that of the Court of Appeal, and until otherwise, that should be obeyed. So let's get your thoughts. Really, I want to, but I've got a commercial, and when I do return, I'll listen to you. Do stay tuned. hour. I am Kala Dakarubatibo, and you're listening to Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info. All right, it's a pleasure. Always it is my pleasure when you get to call in and contribute. So I've ruled out what the conversation is about. It's time to go to the phone lines. For those of you just joining, maybe I'll just do a quick recap so you can join the fray. Take a listen.
There is no stay of execution of the orders of the Court of Appeal. So presenting it before the said Oko Jumbo Assembly still boils down to disobedience of the court order. It's an affront. The Court of Appeal has entered a judgment, recognized Amegule's led assembly as the appropriate assembly. The Court of Appeal made a directive that the budget should be presented to that assembly. It will be clear disobedience of the Court of Appeal judgment.
All right, so one lawyer arguing it's a clear disobedience to the Court of Appeal. I mean, if the Court of Appeal said, hey, do 2024 budget and present it to the Martin Ameola-led assembly, and you've not done that, and you're thinking of a 2025 budget and still will not present it to the Martin Ameola-led assembly, then you are in contempt of the court. Well, let's take a listen to another lawyer.
Now, the appeal is in itself acts as a stay of the execution of that judgment. In 2025 budget, there's every imperativeness to move on with that because we are almost done with 2024. The fact that no competent court has determined with finality the issue of the presentation of the budget, this state will continue to run. Even if the governor presents 2025 budget for the Oko Jumbo legislation, and the court holds otherwise that actually they are not the proper House of Assembly, we need to do what is in until the Supreme Court finally will determine the issue.
And so the second one is saying there is no finality. The state will not be shut down like, the news carries that the United States government may face a shutdown due to, such bickering. I told somebody once upon a time that this usually happens in the United States, and the person argued. But if there is no change, the United States government may shut down in 2 days' time, given the debacle, the bickering. It's just similar to what's happening in Rivers State, not a faction of assembly, by the way. Anyways, the second person is saying, hey, there's no finality. And so, the governor can decide to go along with the Victor Okojumbo-led assembly. But if for any reason that, the court sees the Victor Okojumbo-led assembly as the illegal one, then of course the governor can always do the needful, the right thing. So do you agree? Let's go to the phone lines now. 08179230002, 08179230003, and 08179230007. All right, let's go to the phone lines now, get your thoughts. But before I do, I've got a couple of WhatsApp messages. 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416 is the WhatsApp number. Compliments of the season, my brother. Gibson Okujaja, I've moved on, talking about the marketing, the state. I've moved on from that, but thank you nonetheless for texting. I've got okay from Rumodumaya. He says, as long as it takes the Wike-controlled courts to decide the status, I'm not going to read that. I think that's defamation in itself. Okay from Rumodumaya. Let's move on now, please. This one says, for me, the governor should hold on until the defection case in court has been settled. But if the court continues to dilly-dally, it can present the budget to the Oko Jumbo Assembly. Daniel from Ozwoba. Daniel, thank you for your thoughts there. And the question is, what exactly is before the Supreme Court? Is it defection, the legitimacy of the four or not, having the complete person seating, or they didn't defect? The lawyers are problems in Nigeria. Ezekiel, what is before? I think the Supreme Court has got to do with whether Martin is the speaker or not. I don't think it has to do with the faction. There's another one with the faction that will be looked at January by the Court of Appeal. So yeah, the lawyers. Mene from Yenegua. Mene, welcome.
Thank you, Canada.
You're welcome, Mene.
God bless you. Compliment all the citizens.
Same to you. Same to you. Welcome quickly. Your time.
It's just my lucky for me to have you this afternoon because I was in the West and I called somebody in Bayelsa whether the governor of Rivers State presented the budget and the person tell me no. And thank God since hello?
I'm listening to you. Continue, please, quickly. Your time is reading.
I thank God the budget has not been presented. And I will advise the governor not to present the budget. If at all you want to present the budget, present it to Martin Alenwere and Honorable Barrister Dunega, the Deputy Speaker, respectively. Please, we need this in Rivers State. The 2024 is still in contention, in court. So I will not advise the governor to present the budget when the 2024 budget are not clear. I was listening to you. You are saying the court of appeal favors Alenwere, which is our own, which I belong. So I believe the same popular camp should do the needful. If I'm to follow what the previous discussion, the one is marketing River State.
All right.
He's the one marketing River State.
All right.
What he said in body yesterday, it's all the quality and quantity.
Let's stay with the budget. Let's stay with the budget, please.
We need peace in River State. We need peace.
All right, thank you.
Let's present the budget to the authentic assembly members.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, JJ from Port Harcourt Township. JJ, welcome. What is on your mind?
Yes, Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, JJ. All of the above. Welcome. Let's talk,
because this time they confuse me well.
Welcome.
Canada,
Yes.
I support the first caller who said the budget should be presented to the authentic House of Assembly, which is the Oko Jumbo-led assembly.
But that's not what he said. He said.
I'm telling you my own.
Okay, you said you support
the budget to the authentic assembly.
Okay.
And based on his own, maybe whoever, I don't even know the name he called, but the one I know is the one led by Oko Jumbo, and that's the authentic.
Okay.
Now, why is William Wobodo talking as if the appeal court is the final court of the land? Canada, you were here when a federal high court gave some order, not knowing that it doesn't even have jurisdiction about the election at the end of the day. Nobody thought go that side again, no? So, allow the Supreme Court.
JJ, now that you've brought up the Federal High Court, and there's a very good example you have brought. So imagine if, the what do you call it now? The CBN, the CBN and the banks that actually withheld, the fund for River State, it would have been an illegal act. So could it also be that if the budget is passed to any one of these assembly, and we don't know where the pendulum of the law will swing, that it becomes an illegal act eventually when the Supreme Court rules? So should we not wait and maintain status quo?
Are you even sure that even the motor even have right to handle the case?
That's why I'm saying should we now wait JJ, I'm bringing in the middle school of thought now, the middleman school of thought. Should we not all maintain status quo and wait and see which court and what definition? All right then. The line isn't clear anymore. JJ, can you hear me? Oh my, it's I know it's disconnected. I've got to let you go. I'm sorry. Is it Ken from Ubumini? Welcome. What is on your mind? I'd like to hear from you.
Good afternoon once more, Canada.
Yeah, good afternoon, is it Ken?
Canada, are you aware that in any space or environment where there is no habitant remains declared open? I don't know if you are getting...
I'm trying to understand what you're trying to say.
That if I should also remind you again that in the case of absence, the room, compound, premises, and wherever human being or habitant is supposed to be, and nobody is there, I think it remains a source of matter.
Oh, I get you now.
I am saying this effect that defected House of Assembly members, the first case is being appealed. So for the governor or the River State government to go for appeal in that case, I believe the governor should go ahead and do whatever thing he wants to do in the state.
All right.
The state will not remain stagnant, waiting for a court. Since how many months or a year now? I don't know if you are getting me.
I understand you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. You see, you know why maybe I argued the way I argued with JJ, talking about the middleman's perspective to all of this, which is maintaining status quo, and just wait till the courts do what they know how to do, which is give judgments, is because when you listen to one side of the argument or the divide, you hear, oh, the law says, and they all back, basically what I'm trying to say, they all back their arguments with the law. Oh, the law said this, the law section 103, section 109, section this. They all back it with the law. So when you hear the lawyers argue, you listen, oh, okay, it's making sense there. Then you listen to, okay, it's making sense there. And, both arguing from a point of law. And so the question is, why don't we wait? Or can we not wait? What are your thoughts? Listening to the two lawyers that, as the news carried a while ago, what are your thoughts? But I've got Clinton from Bori. Clinton, welcome. Talk to me, please.
Yeah, Colada, thank you once more.
Yeah.
The problem we have vis-a-vis the Rivers debacle is the fact that we are all lawyers.
Oh, interesting.
We interpret the court judgments to suit our different interests. But the law does not recognize emotions. That's the fact of it. No matter how you color it, when the law wants to speak, all other voices keep quiet. Now, Kalada, if you can recall, there are two subsisting judgments of the court. One from the Federal High Court, in fact, two from the Appeal Court. None have been vacated. Yes, the governor has appealed at the Supreme Court. That's right. But also you should know that there are proceedings in the court that when you go on appeal, you also apply for a stay of execution. Kalada, can I ask you, has a stay of execution been granted?
Okay. I mean, I get your arguments, right? I get where you're arguing from, but do you also remember that just recently, the Federal High Court judgment on withholding, like JJ's arguing, withholding allocations to the state, that was set aside. So imagine if that was what everybody was, yes, there was no stay, or even if there was a stay, but eventually the judgment went against that action. It's not a finality. That's what they're arguing, and if it's not a finality, they believe they can go ahead with what they want to do. So what are your reactions?
Canada, yes. If you recall, just painted now. If you recall, they said that there was a stay entered, and a stay was granted to the government of Rivers State, and that was why they went ahead to release that allocation.
Okay, they released it.
Fine.
Yeah.
A judgment has been given, saying that the court that gave that judgment lacked the jurisdiction.
And that has been obeyed. That's what you're saying.
Yes, that has been obeyed by all.
Okay.
And we are saying it, that it is not when the judgment favors you that you praise the court. Even when it does not favor, also praise the court because they are doing their job. But we Rivers people, we color this whole thing with emotions, and that's why the governor keeps derailing. All
right, Clinton, I've got to go. Your 2 minutes is up. I've got Chima from Rumukuta. Chima, welcome. Talk with me.
Hello,
I'd like to hear.
Good afternoon, Mr. Canada.
Yeah, welcome, Chima.
Yeah, I'm going to have a different view.
Okay, let's hear it.
In as much as you know very well that I have always been in the side of Martin Ameule. But the issue here is that now, from what I am saying, I believe that some group of the persons are aiding the governor. And the governor is enjoying all these things. Even as much as he has been a beneficiary of court judgment, and he has been enjoying the dividends, he has still refused to give a listening ear, even to those of us that have been crying from the wilderness. If the governor doesn't want to send that bill to Martin Samuel's assembly, let him turn to what? Let him send to Oko Jumbo assembly. It's okay. There are two judgments that's proving that Martin Samuel is the authentic assembly speaker in Rivers State, but the governor is keeping deaf ear. Simply because he has immunity, simply because he has the executive power, everything, let him continue in what he is doing. You understand? I'm not going to use another word, but I want to say today that let him know whatever he is doing is an impeachment offense. That will make you understand that the day, that judgment that he's waiting for, either it's come from Supreme and they say hearing me and everybody is hearing me. It is me, Chimadike, that is saying it. That what the governor is doing is a rascality to the highest level. So I keep on crying that this man is depriving me of my fair hearing in the assembly, making me not to have constitutional process. Okay, look at him, Bonnie. The Bonnie Assembly, Okajombo is giving a grant as Bonnie. Secretly.
All right. Chima, my time for you is up. Time allocated to you is up. I've got to go to NTA Road where Mufasa is calling from. Mufasa, welcome. Let's hear your thoughts, please.
Kalada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Mufasa.
Compliments of the season.
Yeah, compliments to you.
Well, Kalada, let me just tell you for free that Governor Sim Fubara will not present any budget to Martin Amewule and his group of friends. If they believe that they are the authentic, I think it is within their right to commence impeachment proceedings against the governor, because that's what it should be.
But can they do that? I mean, they are before the court, and any action taken will be seen as preempting the court.
I said, if they are claiming that they are authentic and all of that, but they keep shouting they are authentic and then they should commence impeachment.
But you still don't get my question, Mufasa. I'm wondering if such an action will be seen as preempting, or what's the word now? There's a word for it, or being in contempt of court, because the court is looking at the matter of defection. The Court of Appeal has slated a date for January 2025.
That lawyer said the court of finality has not said anything about defection. In fact, no court has said anything about defection. And that is the crux of the matter. When you defect from a party that gives you the mandate to another party, there are consequences.
Okay, so but
the judiciary explain to Nigerians so that we can have a precedent. You can see what is happening to the Labour Party.
Mufasa, now I was going to go to the Labour Party now that you mentioned. Just give me a few seconds. They're still in the National Assembly, right? They have not left, even though the matter is in court. So now the question is, should we not borrow the same leaf here in River State? Because you were going that direction.
You cannot borrow the same leaf. That is why we are not happy with the judiciary. Because if they have made a pronouncement on the issue of defection, I'm sure those Labour Party lawmakers will not even make the mistake that they have made already.
But yet again, Mufasa, innocent.
Let us know.
Innocent until proven guilty. I've always said this in the argument, right? So even if you catch a thief, for instance, now, what's his name? Yaya Bello is proven to be innocent, or is innocent until proven guilty. So you cannot say he should go to jail, but you have to prove it. So can you now say they are not members when you have not proven it in court?
These two instances you just mentioned are not the same.
Interesting.
They are not the same. The case of Yaya Bello and the case of Martins and his friends, they are not the same. So, in conclusion, my brother, Governor Sim Fubara will go ahead and present the 2025 appropriation bill to Okojombo. In Martins, they are not okay with it. They should commence impeachment move against the government.
All right, then.
It will lead us to.
All right then. Thank you very much, Mufasa. I've got Lawson from Yenigua. Lawson, welcome. What is on your mind? Alive here.
Canada, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Or evening.
All of the above.
People, I don't know. That's why I don't like politics. Because even some people I have respect for that, I expect to speak the truth.
Let's not do that. Lawson, let's get your thoughts. Straight to your thoughts. Leave people alone. Your thoughts now.
Canada, who determines whether a lawmaker has lost his seat or not?
According to
the governor that determines.
Okay.
Let us speak the truth. Who determines when a matter is in court? You say, and that's why you see the lawmakers, the Labour Party members, they are still there pending the determination of the court. I don't understand why the governor will constitute himself as a court to de-recognize them and withhold their salaries and their entitlements for nearly a year. And nobody is telling the governor the truth.
All right.
Which power, with which authority is the governor using to de-recognize them and all their entitlements. Who determines it?
All right.
Even when you are in the house, I remember when David Mark was the Senate president, there were some lawmakers that were facing criminal charges.
But Lawson,
and people say, suspend them because David Mark came out and said no.
but
You cannot suspend them.
Lawson,
they will continue to remain until the court finally decides.
Lawson, it happened. Lawson, it happened then. Can you hear me, Lawson? It happened then.
Yes.
Does not mean that it's supposed to be the right way.
It is not about it happens then. It is the law.
Okay.
It's not about whether something happened. David Mark was quoting the law. A person is innocent until proven guilty.
All right, then.
By who? The court.
All right then.
All right. You are a good media man.
All right, Lawson.
Put these things out.
All right, Lawson. Thank you.
Put these things out. I don't like it.
All right.
The governor is a good man. I like him.
Okay.
He feels the pulse of the people. He's using rivers resources for the people.
Okay.
But this particular thing he's doing is what I don't like about the governor.
All right, Lawson.
For the court.
I've got to go.
Don't constitute yourself to court and do
Wait for the
wrong
courts.
thing.
Wait for
Thank
the
you.
courts. Wait for the courts, he says. I've got to let you go. Well, let's come to the WhatsApp channel. And this one says, in my apolitical, is it apolitical or apolitical? In my political opinion, since the legitimacy of all matters surrounding assembly and budget are now before the Supreme Court, and obviously by January, the Supreme Court will definitely, is it judgment? I think it will look at the matter. I don't know. But you said either way, I will advise the governor to hold on. Ami for Ernest Port Harcourt. All right, Ami for Ernest, thank you. This one says, I don't know if you're aware that every event has pre and post. So these, so this case, even if it goes to Martin and Co., it has been overtaken by events. KDB, have you thought of what will happen to Sim even if he loses the case? Heaven will not fall, because in Nigeria nothing happens. Our leaders, our president buys jets. NAS didn't approve of it. Nothing happened. The man went from Iwofe. Nothing happens. No punishment, you say. But let's come here. This one says, can darkness and light work together? Presenting the budget to Ameole is a demonstration of confusion. Let the governor be consistent until the court comes to finality. He can't be going back and forth. Exactly. Because it may also affect his case in court, right? It may affect his case in court if he goes to the Martin Ameole-led assembly. So why not just wait? Once again, I don't know. But what do I know? Well, let's come here. This one says, the opinion of the two lawyers, the opinions, I think he meant to say, are dicey until the Supreme Court rules on the matter. In my opinion, governance is greater than political differences. The welfare and well-being of the people are the greatest. Therefore, nothing should stop governance under any of these guys. John Owa Google. Okay, all right. Let's see this one. This says the judgment of the Federal High Court and Court of Appeal still subsists. The worst-case scenario would be for the National Assembly to take over the legislative business of the House of Assembly as provided by the Constitution instead of presenting the budget to a three-man assembly. That will be an affront to the Court of Appeal judgment. This is appropriation bill we're talking about that involves several constituencies that make up the state and not an ordinary bill. Well, X for that one. But let's listen to Odinaka Woike, who's texting from Elele, and he says the state governor should present the budget to the Victor Jumbo-led House of Assembly because they are the duly recognized assembly pending the determination of the suit by the Supreme Court. Woike. But Woike, when you say duly, can you back it up? How do you mean duty? What is giving them the due or the duly? I'd like to hear from you, but my time is up. I've got to step aside for a bit, and then there is a commercial, and after the commercial there is another conversation, and we will be talking about security. We're talking about how many Nigerians were kidnapped in 1 year, that's 12 months. We're talking about how much they paid as ransom. We'll be talking about the crime rates according to geopolitical zones. And all of this is to ask you one question. How safe do you feel traveling for the Christmas or the Yuletide? I'd like to hear from you. Do stay tuned.